Hey, Phil. Let me know what you think, Phil. Do you like this setup or this setup? You see more on this setup. Just let me know if you this is the old setup, but you can see a bit clearer on this setup. Let me know your thoughts. I'm just kind of curious. Hey, Eddie. Well, I think you've got the same amount of information. It's just you've got the extra watch list tickers at the bottom. Not quite as clear, but hey, look, we'll try something different from time to time. What I'll probably do is recordings that I do off stream, I'll do in the new setup. My bitrate is less than 4,000. I don't know about a big green day, Alistair, but it was a good day. We finished just over 9,000 thanks to Netflix. We were 1,300 up coming into the close, and Netflix it moved over $50. Netflix moved up over $50. Couldn't. 328 now, the VWAP. Oh, just under 328. Nice if I open my montage. We'll get a bounce at the VWAP now. Oh, I did a cardinal sin there. I kept adjusting my trade plan to accommodate the trade. Not a big deal. Okay, so we've got the initial loser out of the way. We always have to have an initial loser to. We'll take a 750 loss to dig our way out of. Netflix. So let's see. Let's just have a look at Netflix. So last night, what I'll do, I'll just stick this on a 5. Oh, why not? I'll stick it on the 2. Okay, so Netflix last night. I knew the earnings were coming out. I was watching them. And we got an initial sell-off, but the earnings were actually quite good. No Tamimi. There's no trading out of hours in the World Series. But in Netflix, the initial earnings were really it was good, and it sold off, which was kind of strange. It sold off about $15, and then moved up, and it moved up. So as it broke the VWAP, is when I looked again, and I got into 250, well, just under 250. And I was able to ride it up. It came back down again and then back up again, but it was quite volatile to start off with. But I took some profits after $10. And I'd already made the money by then. I did lose some backwards and forwards, but I finished with a little over 8,000 on Netflix. Really happy with that. He came good at the end. All right, but I got it up here when it started breaking lows. Up here is when I got it. I had 300 shares in up here, and I got out. Yeah, well, I've just tried trading this and it just faked me out. This is sober safe. Oh yeah, the daily charts are it's horrible. I mean, it's so choppy. But it just shows. The thing is, though, with that, Alex, it might sort of look at the daily. What you can see with the daily is that I mean, it's so choppy. What you can see is it's got range. You know, so it's up and down. There's a lot of wicks, but that basically means it's got range. Yesterday it was like a whole dollar range there, which the whole dollar on a $3 stock is you know, it's 30% range, which is quite good. Oh, thanks for the rose, Moxie. Well, Tom, the thing is with pre-market, nothing's got that much volume. Pre-market, that's the thing. Struggling to find things with good volume pre-market. There's much less liquidity pre-market. Hey, Matt. Oh, my two best dog supporters are right next to each other on the chat. AGFY's moved up as well yesterday. We saw some volatility with AGFY yesterday. So yesterday, pre-market is where AGFY had it. It went up to $25 and then sold off. That was it. AGFY was stock split yesterday. That's why. This reverse stock split, 1 to 10 or 10 to 1 reverse stock split on the 60-minute. That's why it moved up and then sold off. So imagine having holding this long term. You've got, let's say, 10,000 shares at $2.50 each. They consolidate that, so you've now got 1,000 shares at $25, and it sells off, and you've now got 1,000 shares at $4.80. You will be absolutely mortified. Just think about that for a second. You've got 10,000 shares at $2.50 each. So you've got 25 grand invested in AGFY. So then they consolidate with a 10 to 1 stock split. You've still got 25 grand in AGFY, but you've only got 1,000 shares now because they're worth supposedly worth 10 times as much. And it sells off all day. And in a day, your 25 grand has just turned into 4.5 grand. So terrible. Terrible. Breakfast over, just consolidating. If it breaks over 340, which is what we were struggling with last time, if it breaks over 340, then we'll be interested for the run up to the $0.50. Bit quiet, but after the bell, I can see that we will get some more volatility. So we've got some big earnings coming out today, including Tesla. For those of you on the day trade with Tony, just go check out the earnings drop section, and you'll see the full list. But Tesla after hours today, so that might be something that we're looking for. Yeah, Kai, that sometimes be like that. Sometimes be like that, and it's like seeing your girlfriend with another man for the first time. For the first time, seeing your girlfriend with another man. It's like you're heavily invested in stock, and you see it, you're kind of losing value at that kind of rate. It's that knot in your stomach that you're like, it just makes you want to vomit. It's horrible. Horrible. Right, you're saying that. I know there's certain places on the interweb that cater to people that enjoy seeing the girlfriend with another man. Cuckolds.com or, dirtystankmaster.org or whatever. It's after hours, Matt. Tesla's after hours. So I mean, if there's enough, I've not done a power hour session for a while, but if there's enough, actually, I won't be doing a power hour session tonight. I might watch the Tesla earnings, but I'll be watching the football. So the power hour session probably won't be very entertaining. But I might watch the Tesla earnings. I might take a sneaky punt on that during the hours with some calls. Elon has a way of. Actually, I'll have a look at the drop. Elon has a way of when he gets talking that the stock rallies. So I might take a few calls overnight, see where we get. Tesla could be good for the World Series today, but not overnight, unfortunately. That's what I'll be watching, Mox. Actually, I might log into TradeNet in a second. My goodness. Thunderstorms now here. Well, if it carries on like this, I don't think we're going for a nice long walk. I'll have to get my bloody wide-brimmed hat on. Thunderstorms outside. I've got Tesla. It's not doing anything. It's raining sideways at the moment. I've got it on the watch, so I'll keep an eye on it. It didn't have a bad day yesterday, but then again, the whole market didn't have a bad day yesterday. So which brings me to another point. The wider market is slightly down today. It gapped down overnight. Question: Does the market continue? It was actually quite choppy yesterday as the S&P 500. Looking on the 15-minute. Very choppy. Moved up, moved sideways actually. So during the market session, sold off, and then moved up. A bit of a double bottom there, but didn't sustain into the close and gap down overnight. So then we're getting this choppy sideways momentum again. So the question is, what will the market be like today? Will it be choppy? Will it be sideways? Will it be green? Will it, who knows? Let's give me your what's going down there, Tom? Is that Tesla's going down or the wider market going down? SPY, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, that kind of stuff. I do need to update my Trading View app. So the question was, thoughts on Bitcoin? Bitcoin very sideways at the moment. It's been sideways for a few months. I mean, we've had spikes up and down, but it's very sideways at the moment. We need to get out of this wider bear market and back into a bull run for Bitcoin to do anything. I'm not too worried about that because my average cost is coming down each month. I'm actually averaging into Bitcoin each month, so I'm still in the red. But if that gets no, I've never been low float only, Dan. I day trade low float stocks because you get the volatility. But when earnings season comes along, I might look at some of the mid and high cap stocks for some quick wins or even swing trades. Normally, I would swing trade at these stocks. Now, Tesla, before the stock split, it was just too expensive to day trade anyway, and Netflix is not too bad. If you're looking at like $1,000 a share, it's just too expensive to day trade. But we start talking about $150, $200 a share. If you've got a larger account and you can afford to do that with margin on good earnings or something like that, then swing trading, that's fine. So I tend to look at these mid and large cap stocks more for a swing trade than from day trading. But you can make good gains day trading them as well. But you do need to have a larger account. You can't really day trade a Tesla or a Netflix with a 5K account. It's just not profitable enough. AMD, potentially you could, but again, you're taking smaller share size. So the actual gains that you get, because the incremental gains that you're getting from it are smaller percentages, whereas it kind of does. So if you're looking at, if you take the wider strategy as being a pattern breaker, a momentum pattern breakout trader, then the patterns work regardless of the cap size. If it's a large cap and it's got momentum and you're trading on good relative volume, so what you'll get with low float stocks is a volatility, because with high cap, high float stocks, somebody taking a 10,000 share position isn't going to move the needle that much. Somebody taking a 50,000 share position, I mean, this is what the hedges are doing all the time. And what you tend to find is with the higher cap stocks, it's actually safer to take a larger position because the institutions have larger positions. So the moves are underpinned by the institutions. And a lot of the time, this is why you don't get such big volatility. You're not going to get, in most cases, now there are exceptions to this, so I'm going to caveat that, but in most cases, you're not going to get a 30, 40, 50% move to either the upside or the downside on these large cap stocks. Whereas a 30, 40, 50% move on a $5 stock that's under 10 million shares, yeah, that's a daily occurrence, you know. Yeah, I've got the SPY in my portfolio long term, and I just keep up averaging, because at the end of the day, what's the averages that they say, Tom? The average bear market since the 1920s has lasted 15 months. So that's a little over a year. Whereas the average bull market lasts for 5 years. So when you think of it that way, in the long term, the market's only ever go in one direction. And if you're investing in the SPY or in the S&P, in futures, for example, day trading them, it can be difficult. I know people that do it profitably, and it's a different kind of strategy. But investing long term in the indexes is exactly that, long term. You've got to, when it's down in a bear market like we are at the moment, and I really started investing heavily this last 12, 18 months. I had positions, and I had a small portfolio before that, and I had my pension managed by somebody else. I'm managing my own pension now. I've transferred all that into my SIP, and I'm managing my own portfolio, and I'm looking at it long term. I'm red in most of my holdings, but I'm looking long term. I'm not looking at cashing in 2022. I'm not even looking at cashing in 2023. I know that the end of this bear market cycle is likely to be next spring, or worst case next summer, based on market averages. So after that, I know that not only will I get break even on the investments that I've had, so everything I've put in over the last 18 months or so will be worth what it was worth. But it'll start moving up, and I'll make those compounding gains on top of that. So I'm not worried about the long term on that, Tom. 100% agree with you on that, Tom. 100%. So financial literacy is, for me, it's essential, and it's just not. It should be on the national curriculum. I agree with you. It should be taught in schools. We should be taught about compounding investments. We should be, if I'd known about compounding investments, I would have been putting money away from my McDonald's salary when I was 18 years old, 16, 17 years old or whatever. I would have been investing from that time, and we would all become less of a burden on the state. However, they don't want you to be less of a burden. They want you to be a burden on the state, because if you're no longer a burden on the state, if you're no longer reliant upon the state for your own welfare, then they can't control you in the same way. We're not all kind of looking at the budget every year thinking, oh shit, that's me screwed this year, I'm going to have to go down to the food banks and what have you. I mean, I find it absolutely ridiculous that what are genuine essential workers in society have to rely on charity to live. So people who are working in hospitals, nurses are massively underpaid, but they're not the only people that are massively underpaid in hospitals. You've got people on minimum wage, orderlies, caretakers and cleaning staff, and that are on minimum wage, that without them, the hospital system wouldn't work, and they're reliant upon charity. People now, these days, people are going into food banks to live, and it's just scandalous. Anyway, me on my soapbox. Matrix economy, 100%. No, Dan, I haven't. I've the buying into long-term positions. I'm looking at it as discount buying opportunities. So a couple of reasons for that. As there's tax breaks to that long-term investing, because I'm long-term investing mostly in my SIP. I've also got some in my ISA, which I opened earlier this year. But I'm investing long term mostly in my SIP, SIPP, self-invested pension plan. For those who are wondering what a SIP is, if you're in the US, it's the equivalent to an IRA, which is an individual retirement account. So your 401k or whatever it is, your pension. By investing, the more money I put into that, I can get tax breaks on it. So I can get the equivalent up to a certain level. I can get the equivalent in tax breaks. So I pay less tax. As long as I don't withdraw it, then I get taxed on it if I withdraw it. So when you find that you've withdrawn a certain amount, it makes sense to then invest that, whether you're in a bear market and you're going to lose in the long term, then it doesn't really matter. What I essentially could do, if I'm holding a position, let's say I'm holding it for 6 months, and I think, okay, it's looking like it's turning around. At the end of that 6 months, I could withdraw that, cash it in for a loss, and then report that loss and write that off against tax. And then I could, a little while later, obviously you've got the wash rule that applies, but I could buy that again. I might miss some of the move, but I won't miss, from a tax point of view, I'll be quids in. So I'll be able to buy it later and ride the momentum up. So that's another way of doing it. And, just be careful with that, because the wash rule does apply. If you buy it one day and sell it the next, you're likely to get caught out with that. Right, there you go, Klaatu. I didn't know that. So yeah, every day's a school day. Thank you for educating me. Afternoon, Fuzzy. Right, now we're getting some movement. If you're watching this, I'm giving you free information here. I'm not charging you for it. So the least you could do is hit that like button, tap the screen if you're on TikTok, and hit the thumbs up button if you're on YouTube. Just really appreciate if you would help me out there. We should have at least 20 likes on YouTube. There's enough of you that are regulars to get that like count up to at least 20. So just hit that like count, guys, on YouTube. Do you know what? I said, Fuzzy, you should have listened to me. Well, obviously, clearly wasn't listening to me. I said the first couple of days, trade small, trade slow, and just build up a cushion before you take any big swings. And the reason for that is it's like a poker tournament. The World Series of day trading is like the World Series of poker. If you just sit there and don't trade, obviously you have to trade and just for 4 days of trading. So if you just sit there and trade small, a couple of trades, and you're actually losing money, that's fine, because a vast majority of the entrants, because it's a free competition, a lot of people don't know what they're doing. And it's like the stock market at large. So you'll have 15% of the people will actually be in profit after the first 2 days. Yeah, so just trade small to start off with, because the majority of people will bust. They see it as a competition, and they will go in big. So they know they've got 260,000, so they'll take a big pitch, a big swing, put 150, 200,000 into the position, into the equity position, looking for a big swing, and it goes against them, and then they'll try and recover that, and the whole gambling mentality comes in, because it's not their money, because it's a competition, and they're trying to compete against that. So after day 3, you should have built up enough of a cushion that you can say, okay, now I can take a swing. And if it goes wrong, that's your stop loss. The cushion that you've made is your stop loss. So let's say you've made $3,000 in your first 2 or 3 days. That when you take that big swing, you're risking $3,000, but you're hoping to make $6,000 or $10,000 with that. And that's how you should be approaching this World Series of day trading. So many will be bust after the first day. So many. But like, what you're going to do, and it's not the easiest platform to trade on. And I've forgotten how it was last year. And the best way, I lost quite a bit to start off with, getting back used to trading on that platform, because I was closing my position and it was doing market orders, and I was losing money on the market orders. So what I was forgetting to do was using the montage and selling on the ask, or selling on the bid, or whatever it is. So the limit orders are absolutely essential on that, because if you don't use limit orders, it's going to sell you at the ask. And I bought in on a market order yesterday, and I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Upstart, and I bought in higher than the bid, so higher than the ask. So I bought in on a candle, and I was about 7 cents more than what the high of the candle was. I'm like, how is that possible? So you have to trade limit orders on that World Series. That platform is horrendous. It really is. Yeah, no, look, stick to paper trading, Eddie, until you've got a consistent level of profitability, and then start small. So losing $40, you probably spend more than that on a night out on a Friday. I'll probably spend more than that tonight watching the football. But that's education. You know, it's like, okay, you've got the emotions involved. I need to make sure that I've got, you know. I didn't yesterday. I was going to do a video recap of everything yesterday, and I was just exhausted, and I went to sleep, fell asleep on the sofa, so I didn't do it. I didn't do any trade recap yesterday. It was late when I actually got to eat, because I was either on the World Series or I was trading, whatever. So it was actually late when I got to eat yesterday, so I didn't even do a single trade recap yesterday, and I should have done. I should have made the effort, but hey, look, I'm sure you can all forgive me. Okay, what's moving? Anything? Datadog? Netflix. When you're a $250 stock, $240 stock, a 10% move is $25, you know? This is a nearly 12% move. But Netflix, it pulled back at the close yesterday, and from its low, it moved $50 in 15 minutes. If you can get on that kind of momentum, you can make a lot of money. I dare say a lot of big accounts were killing it yesterday on Netflix. Oh, sorry about that, Alistair. I'll set my alarm clock. If I take a nap, I'll set my alarm clock in future. Yeah, they wouldn't have made that on Netflix. But it just goes to show that, you know, some of these. But watch for that one, Fuzzy. The 34,000 that they made in day one. Watch for that. I would suggest that person probably won't be in the top 50, if they're even in the competition at all at the end of the competition. So first place, I saw this last year on the last two actually, is that on the World Series of day trading, the people who were in the top 5 after day one you couldn't find them on the leaderboard in by the end of the competition. They went big swings. Risk management went out the window. Big swings right from the off, and they got lucky. And you can't afford to do that. But you can if you're just gonna YOLO into a position. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how do you make 34 grand on yesterday's market? Yesterday was not a good market to trade. How do you make 34 grand? That's a what's 240? Let's round it up to 40k. That's 16%, 15%. How do you make 15% on a day like yesterday on a 240k position without being aggressive? You can't do that. I mean, I can make 15% on these penny stocks, but it's, you know, it's more than, you know, it's more than 15% because I'm using leverage. You're not getting leverage with that World Series account either. My goodness. Thunderstorms. Oh. I don't know if that's a hurricane or something, but it's trying to blow my windows in. So I think I've got the big bad wolf outside, trying to huff and puff. All right, why has this moved up so much? I didn't even see it. LMF acquisition. Okay, so LMF acquisition shareholders approved business combination with C-Star Medical. That's why that's moving up. It actually announced it yesterday after hours. Approved a previously announced business combination with C-Star Medical. So that moved up to over $14. $14.24. Now at 11.20. So if this gets back above the VWAP, that could be interesting. I'll stick that on the watch list. Just the acronym, it's easy to remember because it's laughed my ass off, you know. No, Alistair, there's no need for that. Don't knock it till you've tried it. That's what they say. It's just I have no appetite to try it, unfortunately. Well, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on which way you look at it. Just draw a little ray line here. $12. Got an ascending support. If the bounces on this is ascending support, it could be worth keeping an eye on, but the volume's not great on it, so I'll just keep that on the top of the list to keep an eye on. MNTV. which is Momentive Global. It's making gains. I'll put this up here as well. It's still looking bullish. Not quite the volume that we would like to see, but just on the volatility, on the gains, it's worth watching. It's not worth trading at the moment, but it's worth watching because it needs more volume. We need the volume to trade it. Fubo had a good day yesterday. Just hitting the scanners again now. It sold off all the open, but had a good it gained quite a bit pre-market. Look at this on the 15. So it made really good gains pre-market and then sold off at the open. So yeah, I say it had a good day. Probably break even at the end of it. What am I talking about? Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Hey, Super. No, we're okay. So here, Bill doesn't like the new one. Alistair doesn't like the new one. So I'm just going to ask the rest of you guys on YouTube or Twitch, which setup do you prefer? Do you like this setup, which is the latest one, or would you prefer this setup? So which is just a little bit clearer, a little bit more zoomed in. You don't have the watch list charts, but this setup or the original, let me know, and just to have some thoughts. I actually got caught in the rain earlier this morning, but it wasn't this bad. S&P 500 looking at breaking lows now. Look at the S&P 500. I'm trying to break lows. So the low of yesterday was 367.50s. So if it needs to fall another $1, and it's then low of yesterday's open session. Father? Do I look like your father, Herbal Teas? Oh, further. Fair enough. I'll keep. I'll just keep that one for the recaps then. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not. I have to be careful what kind of music I put on Super Chat. In terms of copyright strikes, I have to choose music that is kind of nondescript, and I'm not going to get copyright strikes. You know how sensitive TikTok and YouTube can be around copyright issues. And they'll throw me off the. I'll get banned from using. Need some get out of bed tunes. Well, you always play some Led Zeppelin in the background if you want. Like I say, I'll get some copyright strikes. But oh, Rumble! I just signed up for Rumble this week, so I will be once I've got a few subscribers on Rumble. I will be streaming to there as well. Could you take a long walk off a short pier, Alistair? Couldn't even beat flaming Manchester United for us on Sunday. Could eliminate it altogether if you like, Alistair. Rumble. My good lord, that's. God, I've got the fire. Yeah, well, that'd be nice. Everton, I would normally say Everton aren't really a threat, but everybody's a threat to us at the moment, languishing in mid-table. So we need to put a run of games together to get back up into the heights again. A bit of uplifting house music. You're showing your age now, Super Chip. Let's get some D-Mob with Kathy Dennis on the 19. No Coldplay. Who wants Coldplay to lift them up? I mean, Coldplay is one of the most depressing bands. It's supposed to be really very good live, but the music can be so depressing. Not quite as depressing as something like Leonard Cohen or something, but we'll see. So, I mean, this has moved up. So this is Momentive Global that I'm looking at right now. It's one of the top gappers on the day. It's up 20% on the day. Its relative volume isn't great. I mean, it normally does 1.8 million. At the moment, it's done 1 million. So it's kind of up there with average volume. Probably will get a bit above average volume. It's not great right now. The volume's quite low as it happens, but it's moving up in the right direction. But the range just isn't there. The volatility just isn't there to trade it reliably. And so we've not got the volatility or the volume. We've got the right direction, the bullish direction, if you want to go long, but no volume or volatility. It's up there to watch. Sober Safe, similar sort of setup there. Not quite relative volume-wise. Not quite where we want it, and it's sold off. So this faked me out early. We got in for the first pullback, move up. First pullback is usually a good one. We got in and it faked us out, pullback. So we got out for the break of the VWAP, and it'd be like that sometimes. And as you can see, it's struggling to stay over $3 now, and that was a catalyst that dropped at the top of the hour. KPRX did me dirty yesterday and came good. Got most of the loss back with it. Well, half of it. Cura Pharma saying that it's moved up, but it's like 33,000 shares, so there's no volume. Can't trade it because there's no volume. Need more volume. AGFY way underneath the VWAP, too far extended to the downside. So no trade there at the moment. They really, I've never seen them live, Phil. So what am I watching today, Lizzie? Netflix. I'll be watching Tesla later. Netflix had earnings and moved up huge amounts last night. They moved up, and then Tesla a little bit later have earnings after the bell. So I'm watching them for a potential move to the upside. Right now, there's not a lot moving, so we're just waiting for something to pop up, maybe some news to drop at the top of the hour, maybe give us something to worth trading. Yeah, Sober Safe, it faked us out, so there's not a lot we can do with Sober Safe. We got faked out, and that happens, and you've just got to manage your risk. I could have got out of this a little bit earlier. And should have got out of this a little bit earlier. Well, said I was giving it 14 cents. That's all I should have given. But I ended up giving it 15 cents instead. That's not worked too bad. I weren't too far off my original plan. I said 14 cents and I give it 15. So I'll take that. It's trying to make a comeback. If we get a little bit of a sell and then a move back up to the, we might get an inverted head and shoulders here, which is quite bullish. So if we get that pattern underneath the VWAP, I'll probably look at maybe a break of the VWAP for a move up. This could be shoulder one, head, and then shoulder two, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, well, 340 was struggling for 340, and once it moved back up the second time, it just faked out. And sometimes it'd be like that. So just be careful out there with the low volume trading. This is always a danger trading pre-market. If you're trading pre-market, the lower liquidity, which in case it translates as lower volume as well, means that you're more prone to getting faked out. Okay. I'll read that later. Updates on wise transfers. I'll take a look at it for you, Kyle. Question, Kyle. Do I pronounce the E on your surname? Is it Sicore or Sicor? Not that it matters. I'll just call you Kyle. It's fine. Saw this moving up, getting so this is Red Hill Biopharma, and it did hit the scanners here. And it's got an oral antiviral opaganib. Red Hill oral antiviral opaganib gets a US patent for COVID treatment. Opaganib, whatever. Opaganib. I don't know if that's pronounced right or not. This is up at 60, a little penny stock, and there's reasons why I don't trade penny stocks, but we've got an upwards direction, upwards momentum, upwards trend. Then you've got the double bottom, which is always very bullish when you get that. This might break $1 today. Not saying it will, not a stock pick. Don't take that as a signal. Do your own due diligence. Don't sue me if you lose money. Not a big float either. But this moving up might create a bit of sympathy in some of the larger cap stocks, like Cognitive and Alameda or whatever. It's moving up. So you type it like I can, like, Alistair, you gas. I'll take a look at that one for you, Connor, Glenn. Oh, it's downwards trending. That's sold off hard. We'll look at this on the 15 so you can all see. So this sold off hard. This is Olaplex Holdings. It's down at 540. It's come from 10. It's a was a $10 stock. Now it's a $5 stock. It's lost half its value. Don't know what's caused that, but I certainly won't be going along. I don't want to try and catch a falling knife there. You might want to look at potential bounces. We're getting bounces here, but it's very volatile. No real patterns that I'm seeing forming that you can take advantage of. Possibly a double bottom on the 5-minute, but I'm not overly convinced with this. The volume profiles are inconsistent as well, so just be careful if you're trading that. The average range 7 cents. Yeah, probably not something I would look to trade myself, but good luck if you are. Heikin-Ashi candles. I'm not using Heikin-Ashi candles. Standard candlesticks. Let's go back to the penny stock that was moving. It's a little bit more interesting watching something moving up than... Oh, hang on a minute. We might get some movement on SoberSafe here. We're getting an inverse head and shoulders pattern formation here. So 315. Maybe slightly skew with. Let's put a little line across there for the neckline. Okay, so we've got a descending neckline, but we've got an inverse head and shoulders possibly there. I don't know what day that was, Alan, but probably Monday. We had a good day yesterday. Thank you, Netflix. We like Netflix. We like to sit in front of Netflix, but we enjoyed trading it yesterday as well. Yeah, I've got to be completely honest with you at the moment, guys. I've had this last week. I've had a bad week of trading. Last week, Monday, it was a red day. 2 green days, 2 more red days. It's just been overall a bad couple of weeks of trading, just off my game at the moment. Sometimes it'd be like that, you know. Where's my overview here? For October. You're barely green on Monday. That's barely green. I actually was red on Monday in real terms. Just 150 bucks or something on Monday. 130 bucks. So after transaction fees, I was actually red on Monday. So yeah, three red days in a week last week. We're still in drawdown at the moment. Yes, we managed to recover some of that yesterday. We got over 9 grand yesterday, but that's all down to Netflix. So I need to get back on my game and start trading properly again. It's not easy. I'll be watching it on beIN Sports probably, Alistair. I'll be watching it on Super Sport or beIN Sports. Super Sports, the South African one. beIN Sports, the Arab one. Do you know what? There could be quite a few shorting opportunities. So this is why I'm going to be watching Tesla tonight. I might take some options on trade some options on Tesla. I'm watching the movement across the course of the day. I'll open the options chain a little bit later, see what prices we're getting, and maybe take a look at Tesla for a swing trade overnight. Well, PX hitting the scanners, but it's 40% down. The question here is, are you trying to catch a falling knife, or is it turning around? We've had a couple of fake outs on the 60-minute chart. If you look at this on the 60-minute chart, so normally when you get a big sell-off like this, you look for, on the higher time frames, maybe the 15, maybe the 30, maybe the 60 in this case. You look for a bounce and then just take the bounce and then get out, take profits quick. In this case, we got the bounce, but then it was short-lived. So we didn't really make many new highs. Got the doji there on the 60-minute, which was an indicator. So then possibly that was that. Then we've got a couple of fake outs. So a new high here before it pulled back. This one kind of matched it. So if these were at the top of a chart, what I call the devil horns, I wouldn't be touching it. It'd be an exit indicator. So that looks like this for me is continuing bearish, continuing to maybe look for VWAP fade, trade the VWAP fade move on this one, or maybe even the 200 EMA as your resistance line, because it's bouncing off that, or rejecting off that quite a bit. Well, that's Olaplex Holdings. And if we look at why it actually lost so much value overnight, let's have a quick look at the news. Olaplex crash hits Wall Street, downgrades over macro-sensitive financials. Ooh. What? So Olaplex shares are trading lower after the company issued Q3 and FY22 sales guidance below analyst estimates. There you go. Yeah, I'm just looking at the sales results delivered after close, after the bell yesterday, and it was a bad miss, like big time. You know, net sales 176.5 million versus a 208 million estimate. So that's what's that? About 12% miss, 13% miss. Yeah. Amazing. And this is why trading around earnings day can be extremely lucrative, but it's also extremely risky. Well, let's have a look at sober safe. I'm waiting for this head and shoulders. It's slightly, you know, off counter, but we've got the shoulder one, head, shoulder two. I'm waiting for the confirmation here for the break of this line here. Putting it horizontal here. The break of the shoulder line here, which is 312, 310, 312. What I'm looking for with sober safe, and I want to see volume. If it tries to make a move up on low volume, I'm not trading it. I want to see volume for reliability. If you want to use another indicator, maybe look at the MACD or something like that, or the RSI, and wait till it's looking like it's oversold or about to reverse. RDHL, there you go. So that was moving up well, but we say big flush. Yeah, on here, 88 to 74, then back up again. So that was a buying opportunity, Alistair, if you're trading these the penny stocks. So Laser Photonics looking for a continuation? No, been quite volatile over the last while. It's actually selling off on the larger time frame, so probably not. Just getting a bit of a bounce, probably not worth looking at. Snapchat. Getting not enough volume. Laughed my ass off. And then, there you go. As soon as it broke below this ascending support, I was no longer interested. So let's get rid of that. Get rid of that off the watch list as well. It's just a quiet day. What are you watching? What are you watching? Let's see. Netflix. Where's Tesla? Selling off alongside the S&P 500. So very similar patterns there on Tesla and the S&P 500. Tesla tends to be a bit more magnified. You tend to find this with some of these stocks that replicate the moves on the wider market. They just tend to be magnified. The moves tend to be bigger. So it's usually, you can watch the SPY or the SPX or whatever it is that you were talking about. Look at the market, look at the moves, and then trade one of these bigger stocks that will replicate the moves, but just with a magnified amplitude. So it's pulling back now. How long do I let this shoulder form? That's the question. Well, that's the snoring Chow Chow. She's not allowed on the balcony today because it's absolutely heaving down at the moment here in Ireland. The winds are strong, the rain, thunderstorms. Well, I've got logged into, This could be a question. Where would I get to see my trade history on this TradeNet platform? Can I still retrieve it? No orders history. Okay, I'll keep an eye on this as well. Telling you what, the gainers losers list on TradeNet is absolutely shocking. It's not. This says this is up 25% for $38. It's not. Yeah, this is right, 31.36. But again, that's more of a, it looks like that's a stock split or something. A reverse stock split. No volume warranting that. So ISRG up 10%. It's a big mover. Intuitive Surgical. Yeah. So we've got some of the same ones on here as well. So the one to watch actually. Continues moving up. Get rid of that. Not bad connecting. Oh well, do you know what? You're probably not wrong with that. We've got 15 minutes to the bell, just over 15 minutes to the bell, and nothing really moving. QNRX decided to make a little bit of a move. I'm sure I was looking at QNRX early. Big spike up, big spike down. Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Alistair. It's a good call. There's no feeding treats yet because we've not got enough lights. So let's go back to sober safe. Did we get the head and shoulders breakout? Yeah, not really. Kind of need some volume to come in. Okay, I know. They don't want to feed you. Well, it won't be a day off because I've got to trade the World Series as well. So I'll take some incremental trades just to keep my hand in on the World Series. But I'm not going to be going in with unless we get some runners. No point going in with anything else. I can't trade that. I mean, it's moved up from 950 to 1002. It's moved up 50 cents, but you can't trade that. Just not enough volume. Let's watch Let's watch the SPY. Let's watch the NASDAQ. There you go. There you can watch the NASDAQ while I make myself a nice hot cup of tea. Well, I've just created a wonderful ancient Oriental herbal infusion, complemented with a hint of bovine extract. Everything seems to be moving downwards at the moment. So laughed my ass off is hitting the scanners, but what I'm looking at is not what's being reported by Benzinga right now. Sorry. Bought at 998, and this was it's now at 950. So I'm sorry, but that's the wrong direction, Benzinga. Get your finger out, sort it out. Cohen Farmer. Again, top of the momentum charts, a little bit late. The momentum on the way up moved. It's now back down at 275. So I'm hoping that the Benzinga scanners catch up, because at the moment they're a little bit delayed. Here we go, sweetie. Come on. Everybody wants to say hello. Hey. Say hello to my hairy bear. Hey. This is Miyako. Hey. Here you go. Stand up for it. There's one go. Volume does stink, so I think I might be going with the high caps for the World Series there. Get him. I've got the TradeNet app open. I've got the TradeNet app open right now. I can switch that about and we can watch the World Series. Oh yeah, Netflix will move in both directions. I did it I got Netflix yesterday, and oh, what a nice one that was. I managed to. If I'd had a larger account, I would have been able to make more on it, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Or if I traded options with it, I would have made more on it. But that's just, like I say, that's the way the cookie crumbles. There was a $50 swing in 15 minutes. Yesterday. I started off with a 300 share position, scaled up to 500, and then just kept, taking off, adding back, and I got just over 8,000 on Netflix. You'd think so, El Puno. Just for the ticker. Laugh my ass off. Here we go. Well, there's a whole bunch of let me pull up the what I posted in the Discord today. For I've not done the market performance maps for a while. Earnings reports. So here we have just part of today's earnings. I don't know if you can see that. So these are dropping today, and we've got before the market opens, we've got Comerica, we've got Citizens Finance Bank, M&T Bank, we've got Lithium Motors, Tesla. We've even got the NASDAQ itself is reporting today. We've got Third Bank. There's quite a lot of banks reporting today. WD-40. Stepan. That's one. And what else? Here's another. Here's the rest. So this is the rest here. So Steel Dynamics, Alcoa and aluminium. So aluminium's been getting a lot of press lately. Equifax, PPG, NASDAQ, of course. Winnebago could be interesting. IBM, Abbott Labs, Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble, you can never go wrong with Procter & Gamble long term. They own about half the bloody market of everything. So, yeah, there's a lot of earnings coming out today. So, just keep an eye out. That might affect the market. Particularly the financial side of things could affect the wider market. Oh, well, it's down. Let's see. Just broke that flat bottom. So once it broke the VWAP, you might not have a bad shape there, Alistair. Yeah, Tesla reporting after the bell, which is why it's on the watch list for today. See if we get any movement. But just no volume at the moment. Even the moves that are coming through. 980 on laughed my ass off. So LMF Acquisition is the company, but I prefer laughed my ass off. So what are you watching at the open, guys? What are your thoughts? Are we bullish today on the wider market? Is there a particular stock that you're watching at the open? Let me know your thoughts. Did SoberSafe ever break out of that inverse head and shoulders? Yeah, here we go. Really? 312. Need volume to come in. If it had a bit of volume, then this could have been a nice move. Need volume to play that one. This shoulder's not a shoulder, it's a bloody arm. Head and shoulders and arm. Another one, Alistair. You've only just got back from your cruise, haven't you? Or was it the weekend in Marbs? How many holidays do you take? How often do you get away, Alistair? I mean, that's a good question. I mean, you're always in the sunshine. Oh, I don't mind Dubai. Just it's usually a bit too hot. I used to go to Dubai this time of year for an exhibition, the technology exhibition. But well, if you can, Alistair, why not? Take your travel monitors with you. I'm a little bit surprised at the lack of volatility in October. Mind you saying that we had a good first week to October, and then last week was just a catastrophe. This week's been choppy, green but choppy. We had a red week last week. How much did we lose last week in total? That's a good question, Tony. Where's my trader view stats? Let's have a quick look. Trader view. What was our final? So last week was the 9th to the 14th. Let's have a look. Yeah, 15,000 we lost in total last week. 15,000 drawdown. Not good. My drawdown at the moment is 7,500 I've got to recover from. Having a look at this. Clear this out. Yeah, so no, actually with 10,000, 9,925 is still our drawdown for at the moment. So we've still got 10k to recover. So we're still in the red from our highs, from the highs. There's the bell. Let's see if anything moves. Just put a 10-cent trailing stop on this. If it moves up, move up. Not seeing the huge volatility on it. 5-cent ATR, so that's why I thought 10 cent would be more than sufficient as a trailing stop. Yeah, it's going to stop me out. Move up past the VWAP. Rid of that for now. So we're in at 23, which is what's on the ask right now. Well, I'm looking for a break of 330 at least. Ideally. Get 15 cents on this, it'll take us back green. Not We'll get some of it back. Did struggle up at 340 though. Struggling now at 320 at the $quarter level. Netflix, ooh, selling off. It's just dropped $5. I mean, so I'll put 10 cents. You're getting 10 cents on the stop. I'll put it at 314 because that'll allow for slippage. Maybe. So you're getting 10 cents on this. I'll let it play out now. Well, there's no point having money if you don't spend it, Alistair. Oh, there you go. Put the stop in place and it came and broke new lows. So I'll just wait for the next moving. What's going on here? Well, this is 30% up on the day. No volume at all. It's not getting my Netflix moving back up now. Right, get rid of that and that, and let's have a look at my trade in it. World Series. I've got 2 on the watch list. Nothing on there as yet. Let's have a look at Tesla. Tesla moving up. Okay. Okay, so I've just taken a position on the World Series on Tesla. I'm in at 221. Double safe. Got it at the right time, I think. Alright, what else is moving? Oh, Zom. Like some mobile moving up. Heavily as well. What? That's not SLB. What's this one? Schlumberger. Oh, moving up nice. Schlumberger. Let's have a look. Laughed my ass off, halted up at 34. So this will resume in any minute now. 10 seconds. Looks like it's going to gap up as well. $13.04, $34.04. Right, okay, 10-minute halt. Looks like it's a 10-minute halt on Laugh My Ass Off. Snap moved up. Yeah, we've got a double bottom type formation here on the SPY, so watch for that on the wider stocks as well. Tesla and down. I'm in at 221. I'm still not stopped out yet. HVBC. Can't really trade that. Just have a look at the big gappers. There's nothing really jumping out just yet in terms of what's moving. Took a position on Schlumberger on the World Series, and that's in profit as it stands right now. Wider markets. Let's go back to Laugh My Ass Off. This is due to resume now in 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Yeah, I'm getting a 12:40 resumption, Captain. So the question is, LMF acquisition. This should resume in about 90 seconds. Okay. Sober safe, trying to get over the VWAP. Needs to break 320 now for me. Let's go back to laughing our asses off. This is due to resume in about half a minute. Yeah, so it's the combination with C-Star Medical that's driving this one up. This one went up to $14 pre-market. We've got a couple of key levels here, 13.50 and 14.25. 11.50 as well. This is showing a 12.25 resumption. Don't try and catch the momentum like catching a falling knife. $12.25 resumption. $13.48 is the next alt level. I'm looking on a 1 minute to a new high. If it breaks a new high, then 13.75 ish, 13.80, 12.80, sorry, well, 12.80. The high of this candle now is 12.30. It's got 12.32 on the wick thrown up there. Didn't actually see it on the ass, but it threw a wick up there. 12.32. Breaks the VWAP on the way down. There it is. Let's pull back. 12.30, still the level that we're looking for it to gain above. Yeah, well, we all pay attention to stock twits. Like you said earlier, I think was it Matt that said it earlier, or Jack, or whoever. People are just going to buy into this just because of the acronym LMAO. You know, that Reddit mentality, that meme stock mentality. Why would you not buy a stock that's called Laugh My Ass Off? LMF Acquisition is its called, but the ticker is LMAO. So. The volume's died out though. So we had that big volume spike on resumption. It's all dying off now. So that was a big move up, but it looks to be done. That's a big pullback. Needs to get back over the VWAP now for real. What to do with that? No volume, can't trade it. That's just sideways and choppy. Looking at the 5 minute, there's no trade there really. Lucy, innovative eyewear. We saw this a couple of days ago make a move up. Was it last week? Beginning of last week? Made a big move up, went up to like $3, just over $3. Yeah, the 7th. Well, not a lot jumping out Netflix. Now we're talking. Read this on the World Series, I think. Netflix moving up. High of yesterday was, the after hour session was 279, just shy of 279. We're not far off that high. I'm not going to trade this right now. Sober safe. Did we make gains again? Oh, Sober's been choppy, but gradually making moves up. We've now got an opening range for 327. to laugh my ass off. Go. It's trying to come back round. But so we've got a little bit of a support level here. If I just put it to the support level there, I look across for confirmation. It was resistance pre-market. Look at that. You couldn't write this stuff. Support there, resistance there. So yeah, that level is a confirmed level. Give me something to trade. I'm not seeing anything. I'll tell you what. I'll take a quick bio break and hopefully there'll be a bit of volatility back when I come back. So that one's not coming back anytime soon, so we can move across back to sober. Below the VWAP. Coin farmer. Oh, there's a nice inverse head and shoulders, if ever I saw one. $260. You want to look at that? Inverse head and shoulders. These are quite bullish, so you look for the break of 260 for a move up, break the VWAP, get green on the day. That's coin farming. I did this, just so you know, I traded this back in August. And it went up to $28. Did have a catalyst, not so much today, but it can move from $4 up to $28 in a single day. So probably not likely to do today. But you should be able to trade Netflix on TradeNet. I'm in on Netflix right now, Matt. I'm approaching my entry as it happens. I got in at 272s after that first pullback on the 5-minute. It's coming down, searching for my stop. Right, okay, so probably you're trying to take too big a size there, Matt. I mean, it's $270 a share. So you've only got you want to start with $240,000 in your account, so you can't take 1,000 shares on it. So you can't take 1,000 shares on it. Think about it, $270 a share, 1,000 shares is $270,000. So you've not got enough capital in there to trade it. So you're best just taking like 700 shares or 500 shares if you really want to YOLO play it. Personally, I'd say take 100 shares or whatever. Calculate it. What's the equity position going to be? You take the number of shares you take, multiply that by the share price. What's it give you? And if it's over 240,000, then you're going to have you're not going to have enough equity. NRX. I'll come back to that if it breaks. If that gets above $3 today, again, because it was pre-market, if it gets above $3, I might be interested in trading it again. Trying to see if I can spot any patterns here. It's just a bit choppy. A lot of mess, a lot of noise. No, below the VWAP. It's going to be another one of those days. I might have to sit on my hands and wait till later. And if I have to trade Tesla later, I'll trade Tesla later. Right now, there's not... I'm not seeing anything worth trading just yet. Here we go, I've got one. Is there a reason for this move? Right. BOA acquisition. Selena's net promoter score best the industry's biggest brands by 17 points in September. It made a move up, now it's made a move back down again. So let's see. All the big movers are on just such low volume. You can't even think about trading them. I'm not getting no signals from the higher day spikes either. All right, okay. Just having a look through the trade ideas on Benzinga. And most of these are terrible. Yeah, probably not a good idea to listen to those guys. CCL, nice double bottom there. Well, $8 would have been a good entry. The range isn't huge, like 5 cents. So I don't know what your expectation on this would be, given that the range ain't that huge. So this is CCL, Carnival Corporation. They're the cruise operators, if I'm not mistaken. And United Airlines, choppy sideways, not really giving us that momentum that we need. AMPX. And it's just not enough volume. It's got a good move. It's a nice move. Just the volume. I mean, the highest candle is less than 16,000 shares a minute. We're talking less than 5,000 shares a minute on this. It's just, you can't rely on it. 120,000 shares traded all day. Like the move, but just not the volume. Trying to find something to trade is horrendous here today. Timeworks, maybe. Is anybody else having any joy finding something to trade, guys? Let me know. What is it that you're in? Laser photonics making moves back up. AMPX. I just was looking at that as well. I like it now that the volume's coming in. You can't trade. Yeah, 812 halt. Just halt it up. You can't. How'd you trade that? That's a 42-cent move, but how'd you trade that with the no volume? Less than 20,000 shares on the last candle. That's gambling. Yeah, Captain. I'm kind of. I got faked out with Sober Safe earlier, and I've been very uber cautious since then. I mean, we're getting a bit of a double bottom formation here. If it gets back up to 320s, then maybe. But yeah, I've just been really cautious since getting faked out twice on Sober Safe. Once pre-market and once here at the open. So I'm just needs. Yeah, there's quite a lot with volatility. There's quite a lot of volatility in the market. What we're missing is the volume to make it tradable. If you look at these gappers on the 15-minute, you can see what I'm talking about. So AMPX moved up 14% on 47,000 shares. Yeah, can't trade that. KLXE moved up on 6% on 74,000 shares. Laser Photonics has had previous, but again, we're just not getting the volume. I mean, less than 50,000 shares for most of these volume candles. There's no volume in the market. So we need some volume to come in. Otherwise, it's just trade the bigger stocks on the. I'll be continue to trade the bigger. I'm still in that NFLX trade on the World Series. Slightly up on it. MNTV, it's that's 90, isn't it? Momentum Global. So this is, I think this is a 90 stock. No, it is on the NASDAQ. It is on the NASDAQ, same thing. Snap could be one for trading on the World Series as well. I like Snap. I don't mind Snap long term as it happens. I might go in on Snap if this turns around and breaks 1110 again. I like that double bottom. A bit more pronounced on the 2 minute, so W shape here. I like that. I mean, it did complete up here, but we'll look for a continuation. No, not really. I mean, we had European CPI data came out, but that shouldn't really affect the 90 that much. And we're struggling just to find good stocks with volume. Did AMPX decide to resume 812? What's the resumption on this? We've got a minute left for the resumption on AMPX. And it's not worth chasing it. So if you're looking at jumping in to chase the momentum, it's not worth it. Wait for a pullback. If it's genuinely got momentum, the pullback will be short-lived and it will continue. You can't. You don't want to be chasing the momentum. And now I'm about to go red on Netflix. See if it bounces on the VWAP. Looking for 850 on the bid. High of day right now is 865. Nice little flag with the down wicks could be bullish. A free share. Nice one, Matt. Well, I hope it goes in your direction. I hope it goes in my direction as well. And with this one, looking for the break of the $0.50 up here. Test new highs would be nice. Chronic backache today. Well, that's the weather or just the way I'm sitting? Netflix. I'm now in the green on Netflix again. I hope you're in the green there, Matt. See this test highs. Should have taken the profit while I had the chance. Double top, devil horns, or whatever you want to call it, looking bearish. What am I in at? 39. $0.07 spread. Caught between the spreads at the minute. Move up would be nice. Do you know what? I was thinking about that as well. I used to have one when I was working in the office, but I'll look into it. I might actually do that, or I'll get one of those bouncy beach ball things. Look at that, up to 850 on the ask, but not taking the bid with it. That double top doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. I'm just going to put a stop in place just to prevent the flush. Stop at 810. Effectively giving it 30 cents. It's giving it enough wiggle room. It's below the stops below the VWAP. It's below the $0.25. It's below the previous support that we've seen at 814. So well, I'm up a couple of K on Netflix right now. Oh, I might just move my stop up. Yeah, this is coming back down. Bit of a flat bottom here, which is bearish. I did say the double top, the devil horns got me stopped out. It was the devil horns that that did it. I should have got it up at the top here, but the devil horns got me worried. I knew that was going to come back on me. Let's have a look at Solex for Kyle. Not sure what that ticker is, but there you go. Netflix up here. Nice. Continued move up on Netflix will be good. Oh, getting a move up here. AMPX changed its mind and went the other way for me. 850 needs to be over. And then TV 75, 78, 94 pre-market resistance level at 78 here.